melt in your mouth lemon cupcakes. Guys, I'm going to show you how to make these from scratch, and you're not going to believe that you made these yourself. These cupcakes will make about 14 to 16 cupcakes. I also top these cupcakes off with my lemon ermine. This is a recipe that I constructed and it's not available anywhere else. A lemon ermine is a frosting that is made with milk, flour, and sugar, and it gives you a much beautiful smoother texture. The frosting is not too sweet, and I find this frosting quite more enjoyable than traditional buttercream frosting. If you'd like to know where you can find the recipe for the frosting, please check the description box. Please note that you can find all the ingredients for the lemon cupcakes throughout this entire video. Please subscribe to The Sugary Sweet and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of all of my uploads. So I'm beginning in the bottom of my stand mixer with a half a cup of butter. This is room temperature butter. I'm using salted butter. If you're not going to use salted butter, then you should add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt to your flour. So this is 1 1/3 cups of granulated sugar, and then I'm going to just cream the two together. So I'm just going to let the two cream together till it's light and fluffy. Might take about 8 minutes. You need to scrape the bowl down halfway between mixing. So everything's mixed together for exactly 8 minutes. I did scrape the machine down several times in between mixing just to make sure there's no sugar settling at the bottom of the bowl of my mixer. So I'm going to add 2 eggs, and these are at room temperature as well. All your ingredients need to be at room temperature. So I'm going to add my first egg, and I'm going to let that beat for about 30 seconds. I just want to beat it until the egg is well combined with the sugar and butter. So I'm going to stop the machine. I'm going to scrape it and give it one more mix. You know, a lot of that butter and sugar likes to stick to the side of the bowl here. Now I'm going to add my second egg. I'm going to let that beat really well. Then stop the machine and scrape. So any of that sugar that's not combined, now it's the time to get that combined in. I'm going to scrape the paddle down too. So after scraping really well, let's give it one more final mix. So I just mixed in my 1 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder, and this is 1 1/3 cups of cake flour. So what we're going to do is we're going to alternatively add our dry with our wet ingredients. Our wet ingredients includes here, I have a cup of milk, and then I have here a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, as well as 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and a 1/2 tablespoon of lemon extract, and the zest from 2 lemons. So I'm going to add half of my flour mixture. And then I'm just going to mix until everything disappears. Now see, everything is getting moistened. Okay, as soon as you see the flour just disappear as you saw here, we're going to stop the machine. I'm going to give it a scrape just to assist any of the raw flour. So I'm sure there's some settling down at the bottom of our bowl. I'm going to scrape everything onto the paddle here. I'm going to give it just an extra mix. Okay, so all the flour is dissolved. So now our wet ingredients that we have here, which is our milk, lemon juice, lemon zest, and vanilla, I'm going to add all of it. Now I'm going to turn off, I'm going to just allow this to mix together. So I'm just turning the machine off and on so nothing doesn't splash all over the place. Mix until you see all the milk is combined with the batter. So I'm going to stop the machine. I'm going to give it a scrape. Now the reason why we add our liquid with our dry the way we're doing it is it prevents the batter from being too heavy. It prevents your cake from coming out hard as a stone, and it prevents you from overmixing your cake. And it also makes sure your fats and stuff are coated properly. So I'm going to add the remaining flour. That's our flour and baking powder mixture. And like I said earlier, if you're using unsalted butter, you do need to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt to your flour along with that baking powder. So I'm just going to mix until everything's combined. Okay, stop the machine. I'm going to scrape it down. My oven is preheated at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. If you need to find out what's the temperature in Celsius, I would suggest you Google it. And I have here a cupcake pan that I prepared, aligned with 12 liners. It might make anywhere along the lines of 12 to 16 cupcakes, but I'm only going to be baking up 12. I'm just scraping it, giving it one final mix. Okay. So I'm going to remove the bowl from the machine, and then I'm going to put this in my prepared cupcake line. So I'm going to place a scoop. I'm using a large ice cream scoop here, and I'm just going to pour some of that batter in. We just want to fill each liner up halfway full. I try not to make a mess on the top of my pan here, so that way I don't have to oil it, because I don't want my paper to be oily or buttery. So after you scoop these halfway full, each cupcake liner, you're going to bake it for 15 to 20 minutes. Just check it after 15 minutes. I'm going to check mine at 15 minutes. My oven might be running a little hot, so it's time for me to calibrate my oven again. Please hit the thumbs up down there if you love lemon, and if you're liking my video so far. And also please share my video, follow me on social media, because that would really help me. Okay, so I'm not going to tap my pan or any of that, because I don't want to lose any of the air that we've created in the batter. So that one looks like it needs a little bit more. So I'm going to wipe the top of your pan off if you make a mess on it. And just shake the pan gently. And then into the oven it goes. So it's been exactly 15 minutes. And my cakes are done. My cupcakes are done. 15 minutes. You can touch it, press the middle, they spring right back. So I'm gonna let these cool in my cupcake tin on a wire rack for at least 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna pull them out of the cupcake tin and place them onto the rack and let them cool completely. So here's the outcome of my cupcakes. I used the lemon cupcake recipes. To see the updated recipe for the lemon cupcake, please check the description box. So I'm going to give this a taste. And also, if you're watching the other video, if you're watching the cupcake video, don't forget to stop by Cooking with Tovia to see the recipe for the frosting. So here goes. Beautifully decorated. I can't wait to taste. Okay, so I'm just going to peel the paper. So you see how moist, beautiful crumb so far. Beautiful crumb. So I'm going to pull that. You can. Okay, so now we're going to taste. The first thing I'm going to taste is the ermine, or the ermine, which is the frosting. The lemon flavor is absolutely beautiful. The texture is nice and creamy. It's not too rich. It's just perfect. So we're going to taste the cake. And you see I rip it apart. You see it's very moist. The cake is so soft, it melts in your mouth. Beautiful golden flavors there from the lemon and of course from the butter. So there you have it. Please leave a comment down below what you'd like to see in the future. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, and thank you everyone who's purchased items from my wish list. I really appreciate all of you guys' support. Please remember to live and be well, and let's do what we can to come together and love each other.